Alright guys, let's talk about how to persuade someone and get your way all the time. All the time. I'm joking, you can never get your way all the time, but majority of the time you can. Today we're talking about the law of reciprocity, the psychology of persuasion. These are one of the laws of psychology of persuasion, and the one that we're talking about today again is the law of reciprocity. Now, it is very important to understand we go throughout life influencing people, persuading people, being persuaded, being influenced. It's just a natural part of life. It's just a natural part of our everyday lives. And the thing is, a lot of times we just look at it as a bad thing. Hey, we shouldn't try to influence someone. We shouldn't try to persuade someone, which is delusional, because it happens all the time. You do it without even thinking about it. People do it to you without even thinking about it. But the thing is, a lot of people do it to you while of course thinking about it, but so that they can get their own way all the time. And so maybe it's important to understand the psychology of persuasion and the laws of persuasion so that you can see it whenever it is done upon you, and you can use it to start getting your way as well, because it's just a natural part. If you have a great idea, hey, if you have a great idea, don't you think that you should be able to persuade someone else about that great idea? If your idea is so great and you think it will change someone's life, it is up to you to know how to deliver that message. And one of the ways you need to deliver that message is to persuade. It's just a natural part. You need to do it. People are not going to just jump on your boat without you showing them, hey, this is a nice boat. You know what I'm saying? You should come to this boat instead of going to that boat. Let's talk about it, the law of reciprocity. So as I was reading this book, Influence by Robert Cialdini, and he's talking about the laws, and one of the laws is the law of reciprocity. Basically, what it is that when you go and meet someone, a stranger, for example, and you give them a gift, you just give them a gift without even thinking about it, just give them a gift. What will happen naturally is that as a result of you giving that gift, they will feel indebted to you to return that favor as well. Because you gave them a gift, they will feel like they have to give you a gift back. It's just natural. If they don't, it's just, we understand that it is a societal, it is looked down upon by society. Those are the people who are moochers, who are welshers. Those are the people who just take and take and take. They're leeches. And we all know we don't like being around leeches. People who just take and take and take. But if you just give to someone, they will feel obligated to reciprocate that favor by giving it back to you. So there was a study, an experiment done, and basically what it was there was an experiment, and there was two people doing some kind of task. And so the experimenter, the person who was there, who was running the experiment between two people, one of them was part of the experiment, like in on the experiment. The other one was just there, a stranger, and he had no idea what was going on. So what happened was the one that was in on the experiment, so it was an experiment within the experiment. The stranger does not know what's going on. The one who knows, of course, he knows, right? So there's three people, two people are in on the experiment, one of them is not in on the experiment. So the one who's in on the experiment, right? The one who's a stranger, who's also supposed to be a stranger or whatever, he asks if he can go get a Coke to the guy who's running the experiment. So he goes, gets a Coke, he comes back, and he brings two Cokes. He brings the Coke for the guy, his partner, who's taking the experiment as well, and he tells him, hey, I just asked for Coke and I got you one too. So this was just a favor that he gave to him, and then afterwards what they did was they asked the guy who gave him the Coke, he asked him, hey, I need a favor, I have to sell these raffle tickets and whatever. And basically what they found that whenever he gave him a Coke compared to when he didn't bring him a Coke and he just brought it for himself, the guy repaid that favor. If he gave him the Coke, the guy repaid that favor twice. He was more likely to repay that favor twice as more compared to if the guy didn't repay that favor. I mean, if the guy didn't give him a Coke. So, you guys understand. The guy brings him a Coke. Now this guy feels indebted to buying his raffle ticket. The guy doesn't bring him a Coke. The guy doesn't really feel indebted to buy him raffle tickets because he doesn't need it, right? So the guy was twice as more likely to buy and return the favor because he gave him a Coke or he gave him a favor. What happens is in the Krishna society, I believe it's in India. So what happens is that they started exploiting the law of reciprocity so that they can start getting more money, solicit money from the Westerners, from the wealthy people. So what they used to do is they just come in and they used to just give you a flower. And if you've ever traveled, you realize this. They just give you stuff. And then, so of course, a lot of people, I see this all the time. A lot of people, they feel bad and they just feel like they have to give them something, so they give them money. And then eventually they don't even take that thing. So they just got fooled, and it's just funny for me to see because they don't realize what's going on. I've realized this already. I don't take anything from them. And sometimes just to punish them, I take the thing and I put it in my pocket, and then I just walk away. And they ask for money. I was like, nah. So, and then I tell them, here, take your thing. I know they're not going to take it back because they're so persistent. So because they know it works majority of the time. The Krishna society, they give you something like a rose, like a flower, or something, and say, this is our gift to you. Once you take that gift, you're trapped. And now they're going to ask for a favor. They're going to ask you, hey, can you donate for this or this and that? And now you feel trapped, and now you're going to give, no matter if you like them or not. No matter if you like them or not. And so this was also an interesting study as well, that you like someone, whether you like someone, whether you don't like someone. So they found in that same experiment, again, with the Coke experiment, if they like the guy, they will repay him the favor twice as more as if they didn't like the guy, right? Or they will do a favor for him twice as more as if they didn't like him. So we know this already. If you like someone, you're more likely to do him a favor than if you don't like him. But the law of reciprocity is so powerful that you don't have to like the person, right? So again, the Krishna society, people didn't really like them because especially the Westerners, because the way they dressed, they stayed away from them. When they came up for asking for money, people didn't give them the money. So what they they exploited the law of reciprocity, which is they started giving the gifts. They started giving these kind of things. Now people started giving them money, even though they didn't like them. And there's pictures you see that people are not happy, but they just feel like they have to give them, repay that favor somehow. Right? If you don't like someone, but he gives you a gift, or he gives you something, you will feel indebted to give that person something back as well. As this is a human nature. It's just natural for us to respond that way. Unless you're an asshole like me, unless you're a person like me who sees it for what it is, especially because that's just manipulation. If people are doing it just without wanting something back, then yeah, I do feel like I have to give them something back, and I do, and it has worked on me as well. It has worked on me greatly. But if people are doing it without if people are doing it without with the intentional manipulation, I can sense it, I can see it, and I stay away from it. So if you understand the law of reciprocity, and when someone is doing it to you, then you can take control, and you can be in control of the way you are being influenced, and the way you are being persuaded, and the way you are being taken advantage of. I hope you understood, even though I was all over the place, kind of. Basically, law of reciprocity is when you give somebody something, do a favor for someone, they feel like they have to repay that favor as well. And it happens all the time. You could use this to... The way you could use this is just give. The more you give, the more you're going to get back. If you give $100, you're going to get $200 back. That's usually the way it works. You always get more than what you give. And you can use this, exploit this principle to get more of what you want. I hope this helps. Don't use this to manipulate people. Just use this for the good, right? We're not trying to be evil here. We're trying to be good, right? So use this for your ideas, for getting your way, but in a good way, right? Don't try to manipulate people and be the guy, you know what I'm saying? Be that evil guy. Don't be that guy, right? Follow me on Instagram at ASM_Al-Mamun. Also, I have a free 3-step process on how I wake up at 4:30 a.m. every single day, and so I have more creativity, more energy, more focus, how I am able to get more done in 6 hours than I used to get done in 16 hours, right? And my productivity levels have increased immensely. My confidence, my confidence has always been good, but my confidence has increased even more because my productivity has gotten more, and now I'm getting more done. I'm becoming closer to my goals, and I'm taking massive action. So if you have a problem taking massive action, if you have a problem getting more done, if you have a problem just staying committed, staying disciplined, then you need to download that little guide that I have. It's free. It's completely free. You know, I'm just giving it away. You can use it to start waking up at 4:30 a.m. for yourself and start getting more done by 10 a.m. than you used to get done your whole day. At least that was the case for me, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case for you as well. I'm gonna go pray right now, so I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.